Very good, very good. Very good. We're just going to walk over here to the bus and have a seat.
Dear guests, we are happy to greet you on the welcoming Kazakh soil. Dear Oleg, dear Alexey, dear Jeff. According to the specialists, the weather cooperated. According to the doctors, your health is great. And this is a traditional meeting spot of cosmonauts and astronauts. This is where we first met international crews, international space tourists. And I'd like to thank you and congratulate you on the successful completion of your space mission. The Kazakh tradition wants you to have the souvenirs that would remind you about your landing and return to Earth.
Федерации Ведерникову Александру Викторовичу. Спасибо большое, уважаемый экипаж, уважаемый.
Thank you very much, dear crew, Oleg, Alexey, Jeff. The Russian aviation team would like to congratulate you on your return to Earth. The weather cooperated, the skies were clear, the sun was shining, you saw it yourself. The search and rescue team and all the other forces were at the ready and saw you in advance. It's so pleasant to see how hospitable you are. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everything went nominal. Everything was smooth. Our mission is complete. I'd like to say thank you for your support, for meeting us. Thank you very much. So the handover on board the station. Yes, normally when one crew leaves, there is a ceremony of the handover. One crew takes over from the other crew, and we also ring the bell, ring the space bell. The commander who hands over says something, rings the bell, and that's when it's assumed that the next crew takes over. So the traditional farewell ceremony, the crews say warm words. The crew that leaves say that to the crew that's staying, saying bye for now. I got lots of new sensations, new feelings. and they will stay with me, and they've probably been the greatest impression that I've had so far.
Не очень просто было выполнять сразу после посадки. Но если это полезно, то, конечно, мы рады.
Of course, we are happy if this is useful and brings something good.
Давайте такие огромные нагрузки, они сегодня в полном составе.
Dear colleagues,
Пресс-конференции.
everybody who took part in this press conference wishes you the speediest recovery and speedy meeting with friends and relatives. Thank you.
Good. All right. Take two. NASA's Jeff Williams back from 172 days in space. Welcome back to Earth. Glad to have you back. Start us off. How's that ride down?
Thank you. It's great to be back. The ride is as amazing as ever as I remember it before. Of course, you leave station. It's a bittersweet time, leaving station, saying goodbye to our friends, and knowing that we're gonna miss the experience up there. But it's at the same time you want to get back for your family, to get back there, see everybody that you haven't seen for months and months. The ride down, the entry is just amazing. It's so dynamic. To see the fireball form outside the capsule, and you're coming through the fireball and pulling up to 4 Gs and a little more. And then the parachute opening sequence, it's the longest 20 or 25 seconds of your life, waiting for it to come open. And then, of course, it was a great relief to hear the search and rescue right away. I think even before the parachute opening, we had contact with them, and they spotted us immediately. So it's always comforting to drift down under the parachute, to have them watching over our shoulders, so to speak, so that we can better anticipate impact on the ground. Of course, when you impact the ground, it's quite a ride as well.
So you now have more time than any other NASA astronaut in history. Where's that ranking on your list of personal achievements? There's a lot of them.
Well, I never aspired to that, but it's come when I'm asked that question. What comes to mind is not the personal achievement, as you put it, but more of the achievement of this entire partnership in the building of this magnificent orbital outpost we call the International Space Station, and the fact that when you consider the number of years and the number of flights it took to launch elements and the international participation in it, and how well it went together overall, even though there were challenges along the way, and now to see it in its full up utilization, and seeing the science program expand and become more significant, I believe, than I've ever seen it in the past. That's what comes to mind. It's the achievement of the entire partnership.
And you've been part of, and you've seen the station literally grow from its infancy into where it is today. And even in this increment, you guys added beam, you installed the international docking adapter. What's it like to see it still growing, like it's still not done?
Well, it's great. It has a future. I said a few words yesterday at the change of command and talked a little bit about the fact that we started this in the 90s. Expedition 1 got there in 2000. We've had continuous human presence. It's 2016 now. There's a bright future for many years going, with plans going. And of course, as you mentioned, the International Docking Adapter opens up the front door again for new vehicles. And my point was, we're already in the second generation of people that are working in the program. And now we're looking to the future that it's going to cover a third generation of folks. Just on our crew, Kate Rubins is, I told her several times, she's young enough to be my daughter. You know, so even on the crew, we had two generations. And when I go around to the different partner sites, I see people that have worked the entire program, and then there are people that, count number of months or years that they've worked in the program. So that's significant, I think, in the history of human space exploration.
Well, you're back on Earth. What are you going to miss most about space?
Well, of course, everybody always misses the view. You never get tired of the view of the Earth and all of the infinite number of details that you can see in what's on the surface and the lighting conditions. But I'd also say I'll miss the crew, the camaraderie that and the experience that we shared on board. I've been blessed over the years with good crews, every one of them. Mm-hmm. But this one had a special chemistry, I think, about it. I mean, we just had a great experience, great time together. So I will miss that as well.
All right. Well, NASA's Jeff Williams, glad to have you back. Successful mission. Welcome home.
Thank you. Good to be back.
Вяло, Сергей Юрьевич, вяло, вяло. Не знали, куда уходить, что ли? Они больные. Спасибо, Юрий. Александр Если вы